malicious, delicious people, welcome to another video. Today is a special day. A day where I get to show you what was allowing me to survive all of that. Which, like I said in the teaser video, it's literally the highest amount of damage you can take in the game because all 20 enemies are able to hit you all at once. Keep in mind, the way that this mechanic works is, I believe only a few enemies can start shooting at you at once, but these MOAs do this thing where instead of doing a burst, they actually fire a beam until they run out of ammo. So, they are shooting me with 20 beams, as well as hitting me with Jade Light, Electricity Azimuth, and other stuff like that. First things first, I need to get my energy, and I also... Okay, I already bought those. I need my energy. As you can see, this build is also the main build, which is going to be the... Maradona build. So, we're going to do this. First, pause AI is going to be turned off. Now we're just going to sit here and fucking take it. As you can see, Maradona pops, so we just get back on. No biggie. And yeah, this is literally the highest amount of damage that you can take. Keep in mind there is a bit of a mechanic and or bug that Yareli is exploiting a little bit with the Jade Light Azimuth, but I'll show you that later. Also, somebody also said that they are also like super hard to damage too, so let me see if I can damage them a little bit. See how that goes. Yeah, they're pretty hard to damage, yeah. And once the shield goes down though, it's fine. Yeah, it's completely fine once the shield goes down. However, ooh, hey, fuck off. I wanted to show you a little bit of a bonus. It's not the actual build. I'm not going to show you the build, but I did want to show you a bit of a mechanic with the compressor that should be able to help with that. You saw that they were Azimuths, right? Boom. Actually, let me also show this. Boom, and then boom. As you can see, you get the health. Look at Maradona's health. Because I'm using Gloom, I am actually healing Maradona. But also, do you see how much damage over time this compressor is doing? There's actually a bit of a secret to that. I'll show you guys that later, but there is a bit of a secret with that. Oh, and you know, it does have a bit of an issue with damage reduction. So that means, oh, they're also healing. Okay, I wanted to show you a cool thing, but apparently they were like, no, we're gonna do damage reduction and kill each other. So yeah, let me kill these guys. There we go. But this is the main build, and we'll also be doing a demonstration of gameplay of the main build. So, yeah, but first things first, I would like to show you that demonstration. We're not going to show you any weapons, but I will say straight up, no bullshit, all three of these builds are weapons platform builds. But I have 3 builds for you, and these builds are specifically going to be designed to fit a different type of weapons platform playstyle each. There will be a pure board build. Well, not pure, but there is going to be a subsume on it. There's going to be a build that utilizes Loyal Maradona, which is also, of course, a weapons platform build. And there will be a double cap build, which I tell you straight up, as long as you're able to maintain your abilities properly, you are, in fact, able to go to level cap. So, I will take you into the simulacrum, into a real mission, and we'll see what it do. I'm also bringing the compressor with me because I feel like it. Alright, let's go. Alright, you want to know how confident I am in this build? I'm so confident I'll take it to a level 200 mission and stay here for a whole hour. No, I'm just kidding. I'm not going to stay here for an hour, but I do want to get the mission done here. But the way you start this is Gloom, then pop. You go over here, kill some enemies, try and get energy because even if there is really high efficiency on here, in order to get Gloom to be fine, it's still like 2 energy a second, right? So that's a bit of an issue if you were to not kill fast, right?
Stand by for life support.
I tried to use this with Blood Rush, but I ran into issues with that, so maybe not. But yeah, over here, basically what you want to do with this is you set it up, and you essentially forget that you have any other abilities, right? Because Bloom is hitting Luna. Because technically there is a somewhat of a bug where you are playing as Luna when you're riding Luna. So a lot of things that should affect your rally affect her instead. In order to affect your rally with healing, we have what's it called? Grace, Arcane Grace. I actually have Arcane Grace on all the builds. I actually have the Shield Regeneration mod too. I do want to share a little bit of information with you guys that I learned from testing stuff. There's a difference between shield gating and shield tanking, and shield tanking is where you put on a lot of shield regeneration and make your shield bigger, not smaller. And that is actually shield tanking. It does work in level cap. My level cap build that I used did in fact go to level cap before. I've been running into a lot of bugs lately and almost did level cap today, but you know, it can do it. It's just there's a lot of bugs happening, unfortunately, which I'm sorry if it sounds like a weird excuse, but it kind of sort of excuse it, kind of. But I have this thing where, what else? I have a lot of efficiency, not efficiency, recharge and stuff like that, and I also have damage reduction. As you can see, I have adaptation, and adaptation helps as well. You will see something really interesting with the adaptation, which you'll see, and it's really interesting. So I'll show you that. And last, if you want to have damage reduction of any type, including damage or damage transfer, it's actually really good to have 3 sources of damage damage reduction. Because the one thing about damage reduction that a lot of people see as are like having as a bit of an issue is it doesn't work very well. That's actually because you can stack 3 of them at a time, which is actually how you're supposed to do it. Modded damage reduction, armor damage reduction, / shield damage reduction, which shields do come with damage reduction, and last but not least, armor. Did I say armor? No, abilities. Sorry, abilities. Armor and shields, adaptation, which is the modded damage reduction, and ability damage reduction. You want all 3, and that's actually really good. In fact, here's a Jade Light. I want to show you this. So Yareli has this thing where because you're playing as Luna, Jade Light doesn't actually ramp up on her. Because it's hitting Luna, but it's actually supposed to hit a Warframe in order to ramp up. Which is kind of interesting. So Yareli can literally sit in a Jade Light. She's just too innocent to die from it, right? But yeah, we're going to see how the Acolyte, because I think I've shared enough information with you. And that's about all the information I really need to share. Oh, there he is. Okay. I'm also using a Presma. Also, let me show you this. A little bit of mechanics. Oh, what happened? Oh, the electric proc is usually bigger than that. But yeah, here we go. Let's go here and oh, this is can I survive my own bubbles? Oh, I think I kind of did. No, actually, it hit somebody else. But here's her thing right here. Her passive is to make crit chance higher by a modded amount. I do have this thing though where Innovate kind of sort of trumps that, but she still has this. Let me see if we can find Ice Mist, because you're actually supposed to use it on Ice Mist. Oh yeah. Hey, fuck up. I want to fight here. I want to show them something. There we go. So we're gonna get these guys in here, and I want to show you what you're supposed to do to large Eximus. Like the Eximus you really will have a problem with, but these also are like not Eximus, so. Okay. Yareli's first ability is what you're supposed to use, and I'm going to be using that. What you do is you hit them with this, and keep in mind, damage mod ability works similar to a Bane mod. So it actually has this thing where the damage over time is technically affected by the damage mod ability twice. So if you want to utilize Yareli's power a lot, it's actually a really good idea to actually have a status weapon, believe it or not. Because she, especially with heat, because it works like a Bane mod, she actually will do like, it'll apply twice, right? So yeah, that's basically how you use that. I'm also going to escape from here. I don't want to show you the Eximus thing yet. I want to do that on the rest of the video. So yeah, I will see you in the outro because that's where we're going. Alright, welcome to the outro. Sorry if my video had a lot of rambling. I just need to get a lot of information out. But that was just on one build, but the information also applies to other builds too. But I'm going to show you 3 builds. Like I said, weapons platform builds because I prefer to use Yareli as a weapons platform. And honestly, it's probably the best way to use Yareli as a weapons platform, specifically with multiple different types of weapons. Keep in mind that my favorite kind of way to do it is to go and grab myself a nice... let's just do that and then grab ourselves my favorite weapons. Literally, we're just going to grab nothing but my favorite weapons. And this is kind of sort of how I like using Yareli. I know. Do I want this? No, I want... What is my favorite meta again? I think it's this. I think it's this one. Like how I had to figure out what my favorite meta was. But yeah, just take this, and all of these weapons are affected by the other 2 builds. The first one is just a board build, so... But anyway, let's go here. So the first one is going to be Pistol Amp is what we're going to be building the Oro for. Prime Sure-Footed, of course. The reason why I have this on the board build is because violence. Literally, if violence wasn't a thing, I would be able to use not this. Unfortunately, there's a lot of things that can turn off your abilities, so that's kind of sort of my reasoning behind this. Is when they turn off your abilities, because your ability is what's making you immune to CC, you kind of sort of need this. But we got Fast Infection, Vigilante Vigor, and we got Redirection. As I said, it's a shield tanking build, not a shield gating build, which is a little bit different and a little bit more easier to deal with. You just have to keep moving. You can kind of sort of combine the 2, but I prefer to use the Prime Redirection, like, tanking build because basically she has more than 450 shields, so when you put, where'd it go? Catalyzing shields, she doesn't go below 100. And that's what it is. She doesn't go below 100, so she shouldn't be using catalyzing shields, unfortunately. But we got Prime Continuity to offset... well, actually, Prime Continuity is good for duration. But we have this thing where we're mostly just building for the Gloom. And the Sea Snares last for 8 seconds, but that's fine. Because when you're usually smacking them, you really are just like... they shouldn't last 8 seconds. Does that make any sense? But we have Freeing Expertise and Streamline at the same time. The reason why we have it maxed out is because it actually has this thing where you can overcap it for sustained abilities. This is why Gloom has 180, but if we were to remove this, it would drop all the way down to 4 seconds, which is actually pretty bad, right? But then again, that's the one with low duration. So let me put here and take off Freeing Expertise. We'll lower it to 4 seconds again, right? Yeah, you just take it off. And we have Adaptation, and as you can see, it's unranked. The reason why is because Adaptation only requires twice the amount of hits, but you're mostly going to be hit with multiple bullets. Either a shotgun, bunch of different people, or basically what it is by the time your shield gate ends, you should have this fully ramped up if you're being shot by a single person, or especially if you're being shot by multiple, right? Mostly shotguns, mostly explosives, mostly a lot of machine guns. You're mostly going to be hit with so many rounds that you're going to be able to get this up really quickly. Also, Arcane Grace and Arcane Aegis for more shield regeneration to essentially make this almost immortal. I've taken this to, I believe, level 2000 is the highest I've gone, even though it's like it was on the other Yareli, but it still applies here. And they weren't one-shotting your Mariluna, but after that, they did sort of get like a little bit hairy, right? Damage reduction is pretty good. It's just Mariluna dies really easily, so you might have to deal with that. Also, I'm using armor shards, and armor shards actually affect Mariluna, giving Mariluna more armor. And she currently has 62% damage reduction on her, meaning that yes, the 90% split, but she's only taking like 20% of that. Oh, 20? Is it 20 or I think it's like 30 to 40% of that. We'll go back to you running, and we're gonna look at the other build. The difference in this one is it has Loyal Maradona, and let me check. Is there any other differences? Oh, it doesn't have continuity. So that's like the only difference. Oh, it also has Rolling Guard. Let me see. Is there any other thing before I fuck this up? Oh yeah, it has Rolling Guard and Loyal Maradona on here. This is the Loyal Maradona build. So you play it the same. You essentially use you use your abilities and stuff. Let me see. Am I missing something? I might be. Oh, wait. Why do I have... Oh, no. Okay, it's just Yeah, this is fine. This is fine. This is... The fact that you only have 8 seconds is completely fine. As I said, they shouldn't last 8 seconds if you're not going to be going to level cap. And then we'll be using Zataw's Whisper on the 3. Because the 3 is not entirely useful for this. We're also going to be using a lot of AoE weapons. We usually have Blast. And we also beam weapons and stuff like that. So Zataw's Whisper very much is very good. Right? Zataw's Whisper on your Yareli, essentially. We're also going to be keeping Mariluna, which will give us the same damage reduction. But it's also going to give us the ability to Mariluna Gate. Or Fish Gate, as people have called it. You're going to be able to Fish Gate, and Fish Gating allows you to essentially say, I'm going to have 4 seconds of straight up invulnerability. No damage, no status at that time. It's just straight up invulnerability. You technically could bring this to to level cap too. The problem is it does hurt your hand after a while, so be careful with that. If you really want to bring this to level cap, you can. Just make sure you rest in between. But we're also using rejuvenation because one thing about this build is that even with adaptation, we have this thing where we're still gonna get hit in the health because it's not obvious when Mariluna dies. So every once in a while you are gonna want to have your health gain back. And Arcane Grace is also here too, but this is really just cushioning. If you really wanted to change this out, you could actually go with something more like, let me see. No, that's an augment. Maybe a steel charge if you're gonna be using melee. You can also go. Where'd it go? Where'd it go? I know I have it somewhere. Combat discipline. No, I don't want. Maybe not. There it is. Corrosive projection. There we go. Corrosive projection is also pretty good. But that's it for this one. You just use primaries and sometimes melees. And then you have this build, which is the level cap build, which switches Yareli's Maradona for Omemori. Keep in mind, yes, I have actually taken this build to level cap, and it's been successful. And the reason why I put Omemori is because the ability to not get hit in the first place is probably a little bit more... it's basically what shield getting is, right? And no, it's not shield gating. It's called shield gating, right? So shield gating has this thing where that's basically what it is, and essentially this allows you to recover easier and survive a lot more. In fact, I say the survivability does drop drastically if you do not have this in level cap. I've not only killed level cap enemies, but with the bubbles and compressor, which is coming up soon, and stuff like that. But I've also survived their attacks for a long time, right? This basically Omamori is basically the lazy version of Maradu negating, right? Keep in mind, Maradu negating is technically better. It's just that Omamori is easier to use, and I think efficiency is key rather than pure power, right? We also have a lot of strength here, which is nice. But we have base efficiency, which is important because having the efficiency like high like this is kind of important. Because you need your energy to do a lot of stuff, and duration is high because the Demolists and the Thrax units kind of sort of don't die in a single hit, unlike the regular enemies. So you are going to need to at least have 6 seconds of status damage, but you usually build up that over the course of 6 seconds. So 6 seconds of shooting and getting into 6 seconds of like damage over time, which should allow you to kill the enemy. The level cap enemy, by the way. But yeah, you have Rolling Guard as well. Do I have Rolling Guard on this one? I think I do. Yeah, it does. Rolling Guard as well for some extra survivability. Basically, what this is the one build, and also has like a lot more survivability and just a lot more strength, right? Keep in mind, the one will also have a 323% more damage vulnerability. One thing is this is technically this is 4 times the damage because you're also including the base damage, right? Keep in mind this doesn't work on acolytes, unfortunately. But yeah. This is the other 3 builds. Sorry it was so rambly and so long. I just need to get some information out. But we also have Brief Respite, just because, casting Omamori with Brief Respite kind of sort of is really valuable. But yeah. But I think that's it. I think that's all. We're good. So yeah, have wonderful, wonderful nightmares. I will see you in them. And remember to watching my content. I know you're into it. Honey, honey. Also, enjoy the new music. Hopefully, I do not get copyrighted. Alright. Good night.
I'm not trying to be mean or toxic. I just can't seem to stop it. 'Cause I'm looking for